One of our favorite recipes that we have. This is going to be buffalo chicken and rice. So we are going to start out with 1.5 pounds of, you want pasture raised or chicken. It's humanely raised. This is how they're going to have the nutrients. It's going to be a super healthy protein. But as expensive as everything is, it doesn't really cost that much more than the regular chicken. So 1.5 pounds, you want it laid out in a flat layer that covers the bottom. You know, buffalo sauce is really just hot sauce and butter, depending on that. So I'm gonna drizzle a little butter over this chicken here. And just stir it around, coat it around, but make sure it's a flat layer that is on a flat layer for your pan. All right. Do that, and then you're going to salt it generously. I like Redmond's red salt. That's what I like to use. There we go. And then you're just going to pop that in the oven for 25 minutes at 400. My timer, because that just makes it easier, 25. All right, so while that is doing, I'm gonna make our buffalo sauce. I've got 2.5 ounces of softened cream cheese. We're going to add good old Frank's red hot sauce. You can also use Louisiana hot sauce if you have a different one that you like, whichever it is. But I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of that. I've got my spices. Basically, it's just paprika, black pepper, garlic, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, depending on how hot you like your buffalo sauce. That's going to be just dependent on how much of that you use. So I just used a dash, but you can use up to a teaspoon if you like it super spicy. So mix that in there. And 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. And there you have it. And we're going to mix that up really quick. Now this calls for, most of these recipes are going to be made with regular rice. I don't use regular rice anymore. I use riced cauliflower. Now, back in the day, I would actually rice it myself. That is a nightmare. And then, now you can get packaged riced cauliflower, which is awesome. So that is our buffalo sauce mixed up there. And we have riced cauliflower. If you're using regular rice, is very finicky, it's sticky, you can overcook it, you can make it mushy. Cauliflower rice is always going to have the consistency that you like, and it's going to save you about 45 grams of carbs. So to me, it's a win-win. Much easier. Pop it in the microwave, 5 minutes. That's going for 5 minutes. Our chicken is in there. And we're going to come back and when that comes out and put this all together for you. Okay, now I've got my chicken out of the oven. I'm going to take it out of the pan so I can dice it up. And there's the juices in there with the butter. And what I'm going to do is mix that. I have steamed my cauliflower in the microwave for 5 minutes. And I'm going to pour the juice from this in there. Mix it up and then transfer it back without burning myself. That's the key because it's very hot. Just bring this over here and careful. Hold on. This is going to give a lot of flavor. It's got the butter, it's got the juices from the chicken. I'm going to mix this around. Like I said, if you're using regular rice, you'd probably cook your rice in that. But, like I said, I'm using cauliflower rice. Saves, like I said, about 45 carbs. So worth it. And it absorbs the flavor. You don't have to worry about it. It's always going to taste, it's never going to taste mushy. It's never going to taste, you don't have to worry about it getting sticky and all those things that regular rice does. Like I said, regular rice is a little fussy for me. And like I said, this is not quite, almost did that. And I'm just going to transfer the rice back into the dish. This is going to be the first layer. Okay. And like I said, if you're using regular rice, you'd have to be a little more particular about how not to mush it, not to pack it down, as they say, and all that nonsense. Cauliflower rice, you're just going to evenly spread it with your spatula on the bottom of the pan, like that. Super simple, and like I said, saves you on a ton of carbs. Now I'm just going to quickly cut up. You want just in, 1/2-inch cubes. Cut that up. Do this quickly. Doesn't have to be perfect. Keep it even. Now, said, I am not a chef. I just play one on TV. My culinary skills are not quite up to par, probably, for any one of those, but hey, it works. The key is having a very good sharp knife. So dice those up a little. And when I did this, I upped the temperature in the oven to 450 because this is going to go back. Once I mix this all together, it's going to go back in the oven. So the chicken is not quite done at this point. And like I said, 1/2-inch cubes is fine. Take a look and make sure the pieces are just mostly the same size. Doesn't have to be perfect. And now we're going to pop carefully. Oops, almost lost one there. Now we have dogs. I would have snapped that up in 2 seconds. I should be doing that. And then if there's any like a little extra, you can always just drizzle it over your rice there. So we are going to stir this up with our buffalo sauce, get it nice evenly coated, and it is looking good already. Okay. Now to add a little crunch, we're gonna sprinkle some celery on top of the rice. Just for a little different flavor. And like I said, a little bit of crunch. Okay. Now that we've got that on there, we are going to layer our chicken on there. Okay. Ah, this bowl is heavy. That's why having that grip strength I talk about. Good to have that grip strength. Just make sure this is all mixed in there. Whew. All right. So you just want to evenly spread this out. Cover there. And then the extra sauce, just a drizzle on there. And buffalo chicken would not be, at least in my mind, would not be the same without some crumbled blue cheese. Now, obviously, blue cheese is pretty strong, so you don't need to use a ton of it, but I really like blue cheese, so I'm putting a lot on mine. Now that our oven is back up to 450, this is going to go in for about 15 minutes. There we go. And what I'm going to do is, that's going to go on for 15 minutes. When it comes out, I'm going to broil it for 1 minute. And that crisp it up on the top, makes it look really good. And add probably a little more blue cheese and celery to decorate it. All right, now I just popped it out of the oven. Like I said, I broiled it to crisp it up a little bit on the top. I'm going to add just a little more color on top, so you can put a little more of this celery on top. You can make a design if you want, or however you want to do it, but just add a little more color, a little more blue cheese to decorate it, and you can even put a little more, if you want, a little more cayenne pepper or a little more of the sauce. But basically, this is my buffalo. See there how nice and crisped up, but buffalo chicken and rice, the healthier version. Like I said, used cauliflower rice, saved about 45 grams of carbs versus using regular rice. Pasteurized chicken made it super healthy. That is, they're humanely raised, they're eating what they're supposed to be eating. Remember, you are what you eat. So we know how important quality protein is. It is a little more expensive, but hey, you know, it's your health. You are worth it. And now with the price of food, that stuff is not that much more expensive than what the regular items you'd be getting. But this is a great, super easy, doesn't take a lot of time, has a ton of protein, has some cauliflower to give you some vegetables with it, but it has a great taste. And you can put pretty much any protein, or you can make it, if you're a vegetarian, you can actually use cauliflower flowerets, mix this up and have it as a nice side. So pretty versatile, tastes delicious. We can't wait to have this for dinner. But hope you like that. Let me know if you try it, what you think about it, and we'll put the ingredients in the comments.